Alright, so rap is kind of dominated by men, and honestly, I wouldn't even say that's a bad thing because it's mostly dudes that listen to it, and that's just probably how it's gonna be for the foreseeable future. But recently, there's been this trend of female rappers, and I'm not saying that there weren't women that were rapping before. I'm just saying that, and there have been more that have been getting a lot more attention. For example, I think years ago, XXL decided to put like half of the freshmen as women, and I'm not gonna lie, like there's nothing wrong with, you know, putting women on the XXL list. Like if a girl is hard, put her on the list. But most of those rappers were so trash, and I was like, oh my god, oh brother, this guy stinks. Or I guess it's a girl, or you know what I mean. But anyways, recently there have been a new wave of underground female rappers, or just female rappers, or just rappers in general that are women. I don't know why I said that 3 different times, but you get the point. There are a lot of women rappers coming up, especially in the underground. To name a few, we got Karrahboo, I think that's how you say her name, and then there's Molly Santana, and then there's Maya Buckets, and then there's also this rapper named Anicia. She's pretty hard too. So I'm kind of gonna go over like the different points and reasons why people don't like female underground rappers, and then I'll bring up different ones as I talk about it. So the first reason, in my opinion, is because they go up not because of their music, but how they look. For example, when Coi Leray first started blowing up, everyone was like, oh, she's just bad. No one actually cared about her music, or at least the majority of people. And that's why you see a lot of these female rappers have tons of followers on Instagram, but their music doesn't get run up as much as you'd think a rapper with that many followers would. And this also can go the other way. For example, there's this other rapper named Karrahboo, or Caribou, I don't know how to say her name. I'm not really that big of a fan of her, but she's part of Lil Yachty's group Concrete, and she's been getting a lot of attention recently because she's a woman, and she's the only woman in their group Concrete, and she can kind of rap, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really that big of a fan of her. I think some of her songs are just like alright, but basically because she's not like super good looking, everyone just calls her ugly. They also made up rumors that she used to be Lucky's girlfriend because Lucky used to be with a girl that kind of looked like her, and things just didn't go great for her, I'm not gonna lie. Like I think she made some tweets saying she woke up crying looking at what she saw on her Twitter, and that everyone was just making fun of her, calling her ugly, which to be honest is just messed up because she actually has some decent music. Another reason why they get so much hate is because, especially in underground rap, it's just a sausage fest. Like there's so many dudes to the point where a girl can make trash music and still go up. For example, there's this rapper named Maya Buckets who's a girl, and the only reason she really went up is because an explicit video of her leaked, and that became a meme, and she was just a girl making underground music, and that was enough for people to be like, oh my god, what, no way. And people were just like, yo, who is this person? And then that video leaked and she became clowned on, and I think she recently dropped like an OnlyFans or something, but she's just like a joke at this point and no one takes her serious just because she's a girl. But she's still big enough to where, like, I think she played an underground show the other day and people were still making fun of her. I think it had to do with like her back being really wide or something. So yeah, that's another reason. I guess funny, and people just like to, you know, make fun of people. And the other reason is, and I kind of touched on this with Maya Buckets, is their music is absolutely trash. Like some of these girls do not know how to rap at all. Like it's so bad, and I'm not going to say any of those names, but you know, you can just pop some ideas in your head. Another thing about them is sometimes they're just very unoriginal. For example, there's this girl named Molly Santana who's been rapping recently, and her stuff is just a ripoff of BK the Rula, who's like actually really good. You know, he's cool with a lot of underground rappers like Doo-Wop, Lil Tecca, some other people, or he's not underground, but she's cool, she makes good music. And Molly Santana just ripped her off and it just makes clone music of BK the Rula, and it's not the best. On top of that, she paid a ton of money for promotion. Her stuff was all over Instagram rap pages for like a week or two. She was paying everybody. I think she even paid Diddy Bop to post her stuff, Bobalam, everybody. It was bad, and she kind of did it to herself. She just put a bunch of light on her horrible music, and yeah, people roasted her, they came for her. But there are some pretty good girl rappers. For example, Anicia, I looked at some of her songs. They're all right. They're not too bad. It's not really my thing, like that style of beat and stuff. I just don't really like you wouldn't really find me listening to that type of stuff. It's also catered towards women, so like men aren't really the audience for that type of stuff. Like they're not the target audience, but they still end up being the ones that check it out, because although there are a lot of girls that listen to rap, they're not into rap that much, and a lot of these girl rappers, they're like underground. So yeah, they are capable of making good music, of course, I'm not saying that. But a lot of fans just think that the whole idea of being a female rapper is annoying, and they just don't like it. For example, I found this one Reddit post by this user, and he said, does anyone else find female rappers annoying? Something about female rappers just annoys the out of me. They seem so fake, like they try to be hard, but they just kind of make me think of someone like a bratty little niece. Their voices have a nasal sound because their female vocal cords aren't made to produce bass supported force. Girls can shriek, but men can roar. Okay, buddy. Of course, many girls can sing like angels though. Girls rap is like women's basketball. Sure, they can play, but they don't have presence, grit, and brute power to make it appealing enough. The only exception I can think is Missy Elliott. I can listen to her almost any time. Her voice doesn't have that. Okay, I don't know who that is. The top comment is, been single for a while, mate. There's nothing inherent in rap that makes women worse than men at it. They have different outlooks and experiences in life, and to be honest, more variety, the better. I'm sick of hearing how blah 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 got down. Okay, wait, we gotta censor that. But basically, the people in the comments were like, yo, you might be a little sexist. And I'm not gonna lie, he is. For example, like Nicki Minaj and stuff, you know, she's really good. There are definitely a bunch of other female rappers like Lil' Kim in the past that have been good. And, you know, there are even singers that have kind of rapped and honestly it wasn't very good, but they did their thing, you know. So that's probably the last reason. Most people are just sexist, like they don't actually want to hear a woman rap. But he does have a point. A lot of these, especially like the woman rappers that are trying to be street, they can't really play off that image the same as some dude can. It just doesn't work. Like obviously what this guy's saying is a personal preference. He just tried to back up some really weird facts about it. Like I don't think anyone really thinks like that, but like he compared it to basketball. You know, rapping isn't really like basketball, but there are some similarities. I'm not gonna lie. You know, if you're trying to be a street rapper and you're a woman, people just aren't going to take you as seriously as they're going to take some scary looking dude. Especially if you're a girl with makeup on and, you know, you got your nails done and stuff. People are going to be like, what? No, you're not. Excuse me? You just said you're going to do a drill? Like, nah. You know, people aren't going to believe that. And I think a lot of people who are unhappy about this imbalance in rap just has to accept the fact that not every profession or thing is going to have a 50-50 gender split. For example, there are more male engineers than female engineers. There are a lot more female nurses than male nurses. There are basically only male construction workers, and most teachers are women, etc. You know what I mean? Like especially elementary school teachers. And there's so many more professions you can talk about. You know what I mean? Like, and it has its pros and cons. For example, in America, the men's soccer team isn't very good, but the female soccer team is, so they make more and a lot more people watch them. And there are other things like gymnastics where women dominate and people don't really care to see men, and vice versa, right? And I don't want to go into that entire debate, but you just gotta understand that this isn't really supposed to be seen as an issue, more so just like a fact of life. Like everyone's different, and I don't really think there's anything wrong with it. But the hate is kind of weird. It's just sometimes it's warranted, and that's what I wanted to speak about. So hopefully this answers why some of these female rappers are hated on. As you can see, you know, obviously sometimes it's just like guys being guys. Other times the music is trash, and sometimes people are just sexist and weird. But anyways, thanks for watching. Have a nice day, and see you tomorrow.